What, honey?
It's going to be set for Billy.
What now?
The mic's set for Billy. You need it to come up.
Oh,
Oh,
It's raising the
wow.
mic for you.
okay.
So if it seems to be a little high or a little low,
Just put it down.
So that's for Billy.
down here's for Billy because she's the first one.
Okay.
She's the first
But I
person to
know
look,
sometimes
look, yeah.
you're taller, so you have to
Yeah.
bend over.
All
But
right.
if you see something like that,
All right.
Okay.
then.
just so everybody knows it's there.
Thanks, Chris.
You're welcome.
I put it up here too, but you have your own?
Good afternoon. All right. Good afternoon. On behalf of the nursing faculty and staff, I wish to welcome you to the May 2018 pinning ceremony. At this time, I would ask if you have cell phones with you to please silence those or turn those off. And I am going to ask that we all rise while the graduates proceed in. Please remain standing as Amy Plunkett, a North Campus transitional student, leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Immediately following Ms. Plunkett, we will have comments from Dr. Timothy Beard, President of PHSC.
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to ask you to please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Please be seated. Thank you. Good afternoon. Here at the college, we consider this to be one of our finest moments, and that is the celebration, the graduation of our nursing students. Today is indeed a very special day, a day to celebrate your momentous accomplishments, the celebration of becoming a nurse. Before I continue, allow me to introduce members of our very esteemed District Board of Trustees, as well as our foundation board members who have joined us and joined you in this very special occasion. If you will, please hold your applause until we have made all the introductions. Our board members, please stand as I call your name. First of all, Dr. Rao Musunuru, a nationally recognized cardiologist who's our current chair of the PHSC District Board of Trustees, and may I add, the longest-serving board member perhaps in the state of Florida. Since 1999, he has given unselfish service to our board. He's also the chair of the Regional Medical Center of Bayonet Point, the board chair. Also with us is Dr. and Colonel Jeffrey Harrington. We have from the foundation, Mr. Brian Horn and Dr. Bill Sosowski. Let's give these fine individuals a hand, if we will. Thank you. You can be seated. Another guest had planned to be here, but duty may have held her up due to accreditation, and that is the newest CEO in the community, Ms. Sharon Hayes, from Regional Medical Center of Bayonet Point Hospital. She had planned to be with us, but duty sort of kept her in the house, but we wanted to recognize her by name. Also, if there are any other representatives of any other hospital in Pasco-Hernando County, will you please stand and be recognized as well? Thank you. To our nursing graduates, just a few words. Pardon me, before we move on, I must ask our fine faculty and staff and administrators to come on, take your stand, take your bow, if you will. Come on, stand. All of us, all of you who are part of our administration, faculty, staff. Thank you. Thank you. Nursing graduates, I am sure I don't need to remind you that you have completed the requirements for a career that makes each of you very unique. You have completed the requirements, and it's such a monumental phrase for today, a phrase that tells us that you have withstood hours upon hours of concentrated study and even more hours doing clinicals. Many of you also have maintained part and full-time jobs, managing a family, raising children, caring for aging parents, and much, much more. We applaud you for getting to this point in which we call completion. As with all things that come to an end, there is a beginning. Today is the day where you will stand among friends and say with much pride and some humility, I am a nurse. Give yourselves a hand. The nursing profession comes with many rewards and countless responsibilities. As a nurse, you have an opportunity to assist in healing bodies, as well as hearts, minds, and souls. In few other professions are we present at life's most significant events, from birth to death, from crisis to recovery. Your textbooks may have provided instruction on appropriate bedside manners, but it is instinct and experience that can prepare you for consoling heartbroken patients or loved ones. Offering respect and dignity to the helpless and vulnerable is a skill set that is somewhat inherent, part of who you are as a person and a professional. Most likely, you will have days when you feel physically and emotionally exhausted, but your commitment to your field will sustain you, knowing that as a nurse, your patients depend upon you. And may I say, I'm quite confident that you are well prepared as you move forward in your career as a nurse. In fact, I would like to ask the PHSC faculty alone to stand. We asked you to stand one time, but I'm going to ask you to stand again because you deserve double honor. Just the nursing faculty, come on and stand. Thank you for all you have poured into these graduates today, and I'm sure they can say without a doubt, you're the best in the business. I heard yes. Graduates, you are now members of a profession whereby compassion, caring, and healing is at the very core of what you do. You will remember that you've not merely chosen a sophisticated technical career, you chose one that requires a depth of character far beyond the ordinary. I'm talking about your willingness to set aside your personal problems and your emotions to give full measure to the service to which you are called. This is indeed character. While often difficult, your profession also rewards you as witness to some of the happiest moments of your patient's life. The moment when a patient is cancer-free, the birth of an infant, the gratitude expressed by patients and loved ones who benefit from your care. And we are quite confident that you will be successful, that you will walk the extra mile, because that is the special calling of this noble profession in which we call nursing. Congratulations again on this worthy achievement, and best wishes to you in your future endeavors. Thank you for your service, your time that you've allowed us, this college, to pour into your lives. And remember this, your best days are ahead of you. Thank you very much.
On behalf of the nursing program, let me welcome you to the 2018 spring pinning ceremony. Each student has successfully completed the rigorous requirements of the associate degree in nursing, and it is because of their accomplishments that we are here today to celebrate these graduates. I, too, would like to take just a moment to recognize both individuals and the organizations that have contributed to our students' success. Dr. Beard has already acknowledged the nursing faculty. However, I want to take this opportunity to especially acknowledge them as well. A program can only be as excellent as the faculty who every day help to continue to develop it, teach it, and dedicate themselves to the quality and the integrity of its principles. We are so very fortunate to have such a dedicated assembly of faculty who are seasoned professionals and mentors who are totally dedicated and devoted to their students' success. The achievements of these graduates standing here today would not be possible without their dedication and time and effort, without their wisdom, guidance, and support. These faculty members work very hard to put forth nurses of excellence who will enter the workforce to enter and service our communities. Please join me once again, we can never thank them enough, in a round of applause to once again offer thankful acknowledgement for their hard work and effort. I would also like to acknowledge once again, with sincere gratitude, our community health agencies, whose support is vast and endless. Our clinical agencies provide our students with the opportunity to apply their learned theory in a workplace setting. They work very closely with the nursing programs to make available many valuable learning experiences throughout our students' clinical rotations. This affords us the ability to graduate nurses who are so very well prepared to step right into the shoes as a beginning graduate nurse. I receive feedback every semester that our students are one of the most widely sought and hired graduates from our local facilities. While it is very difficult for these facilities to be here today, and I can see that we only had one, I believe, I thank you. And I recognize that you are our most valued partner with PHSC. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce Megan Boughton from the West Campus Transition Program, who will be sharing some of her reflections of her life here as a student over the past year. Megan?
Good afternoon, everybody. I need to take a moment to put a disclaimer out there. I apologize ahead of time for any sniffling or crying that comes out of me. I'm pregnant, and apparently that makes you emotionally unstable at some very inopportune times. I want to thank everybody for joining us here today in the celebration of our nursing journey. It is with honor that I stand here before you and have been given this glorious opportunity to reflect upon not just my own journey, but our journey together. As we reflect back upon our path to this day, we must view all of our past experiences as a chapter in a book. Yes, I know at this point we all hate books, but for those of you who stand beside me today, we can all attest that the road to knowledge begins with the turn of a single page. Together, we have experienced the first and last of many great things. Individually, we have all completed our first chapter when we became paramedics, LPNs, CNAs, or maybe we just graduated high school and jumped right into college feet first, eager to get a head start on life. Tonight, however, we complete a book together, with so many chapters in between. For many of us, our chapters are filled with sleepless nights and never-ending study sessions. We have laughter and tears, anger and exhaustion. We have gained skills and knowledge that we aren't even really sure how we learned or why it is that we even remember it. But most importantly, we have chapters filled with new friendships and family-like bonds. I want to take a moment to reflect and extend many thank yous to the great people who have stood not only by mine, but all of our sides through this extensive process. Thank you to all of the husbands, to the wives, to the boyfriends and girlfriends, and all of the significant others for dealing with our attitudes. We have all had those. Our fears, our exhaustion, and our tears, but most importantly, us as a crazy nursing student and now crazy nurses through all of this. Thank you to all of the parents who have stepped in and helped each and every one of us financially, emotionally, or maybe just to give us a pat on the back and telling us it's just a short-term sacrifice for a long-term goal. Thank you to our children. God bless the little souls. These parents up here, these guys did this for you. They did this to show you that you can be unstoppable and that no matter where you are in life, there is nothing beyond your reach. Lastly, but certainly not least, thank you to our nursing instructors who dealt with us. Thank you for pushing us, arguing with us when we think we know everything, and for teaching us to be the greatest versions of ourselves that we could ever be, a brand new nurse. I personally want to thank the West Campus ADN transition class for becoming some of the greatest friends I've ever had. I am proud to call you all my fellow classmates and now my fellow nurses. On this journey, we became the people that we are now the proudest to be. We are now ready to turn a page, to close a book and begin a brand new journey, a journey that we will forever remember. I'm going to close by sharing a quote from one of the greatest writers that has ever graced us with his inspirations. Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the one who will decide where to go. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. Dr. Seuss.
Thank you, Megan. I am pleased to now introduce Crystal Morris, representing the North Transition Program, who will also be sharing some of her experiences.
Good afternoon. Yeah. It's an honor to stand here today before you guys. Thanks for shouting my name out in class when they said who wanted to do the reflection speech. All I heard was, Crystal, Crystal, Crystal. I'm like, what? Here I am. Thank you. 9 months ago, we started out our journey from the LPN to RN transition program. We were all excited and nervous at the same time. Over the past 9 months, we have done so much. It is impossible to put it into a synopsis for a speech. There have been so many memories that we made, new friendships kindled, as well as a kinship of having the same desire to pursue the career of nursing. From the beginning, we all expected that the transition program would be difficult, and we knew it required a lot of commitment and hard work. The passing requirements in this program are very strict, and we've made sacrifices to sit here today. At this time, I'd like to give a round of applause to those who've helped all of us get through this journey. Our friends, our family, near and far. They have encouraged us and rooted us on, telling us we can make it, we can do it. And to our instructors. They have guided us and helped us gain the knowledge we need to be successful in this program. We thank you all. Our journey. I'm sure we can all relate to some or all of these things I'm about to say about our arduous journey. The studying, the many pages and chapters of reading and highlighting and tabbing and circling and starring and coffee drops and everything else in our books and tabbing and all the key points of everything we needed to remember. And it was all of it, actually. Some of us had to juggle so many things in this journey: our jobs, our spouses, children, friendships, care of self, sleep, which I am the poster child of none. It was so hard for most of us. And along the way, we've lost a few of our peers. We've cried, we've prayed. Most importantly, we helped each other. We had each other's schedules. We made Facebook pages to communicate with one another. We carpooled, lent each other books, made copies for those of us who hadn't bought the book yet. We did whatever we had to do to make it here today. There are so many emotions involved with today that just to think it over is very overwhelming and brings me to tears, which I'm trying to hold back. Nevertheless, we are here and we made it. Our transition. As we transition from being LPNs to RNs, or paramedics to RNs, or CNAs, or coming fresh out of high school, however you're transitioning to being an RN, I'd like to say, always remember where you came from. Never look down on your fellow CNAs and LPNs and techs and the paramedics that bring your patients. Remember, they are a part of the backbone of nursing and help us to do our jobs as RNs. With the firm foundation that we have learned from this program to carry out our RN duties, we will take on more responsibilities, more documenting, more delegating. We don't know everything by any means, but we know enough to get started successfully. Have confidence in yourself, your peers, and most of all, always represent the profession of nursing with poise, grace, compassion, accountability, kindness, and love. Create outcomes for your patients that you like to see achieved in your own loved ones. And in the words of Florence Nightingale, our pioneer for modern nursing, I leave you all with one of her famous quotes with a sentiment that I feel is very pivotal in rendering excellence and quality in nursing care. If a nurse declines to do these kinds of things for her patient because it is not her business, I should say that nursing was not her calling. I have seen surgical sisters, women whose hands were worth to them 2 or 3 guineas a week, down upon their knees scouring a room or hut because they thought it otherwise not fit for their patient to go into. I am far from wishing nurses to scour. It is a waste of power. But I do say that these women had the true nurse calling, the good of their sick first, and second only to the consideration what it was their place to do. And that women who wait for the housemaid to do this, or for the charwoman to do that, when their patients are suffering, have not the making of a nurse in them. Congratulations. Good luck to all of you, generic and transition graduate students of spring 2018.
Thank you to both Crystal and Megan for your heartfelt reflections and words, spoken very well, always, by students. At this time, Carrie Ann Pastor from the North Campus Transition Program will introduce our guest speaker.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I have the pleasure of introducing a guest speaker today, Miss Mindy Young, Assistant Chief Nursing Officer at Regional Medical Center of Bayonet Point, formerly Interim Chief Nursing Officer at Bayonet Point Medical Center. Mindy Young started her career in the medical profession as a respiratory therapist. After 13 years as a respiratory therapist, she returned to school to receive her associate degree in nursing. Her first profession in nursing was in neonatal medicine. She became a member of the neonatal transport team and traveled around the Ohio region, stabilizing and moving critically ill infants. In 2002, she returned to school to achieve her Bachelor's of Science in Nursing. She received her Master's of Science in Nursing in 2004, specializing in nursing leadership. Slowly, she made her way through the ranks of charge nurse, nurse manager, nurse director, vice president of women's services, and today, the assistant chief nursing officer at Brandon Regional Hospital. So please, let's have a warm round of applause and join me in welcoming Miss Mindy Young.
So this is really a tough act to follow, some very inspirational speeches. So first of all, I want to thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be a part of your journey in nursing. As I thought about the best message I could share with you, I was motivated by your vision statement, which is imagine, believe, and achieve. Please take the time to reflect on all that you've accomplished to be here today. Continue to imagine the opportunities that await you and believe that you will continue to learn and grow in the nursing profession. And above all else, that you can always achieve what you set your mind on in nursing. The opportunities are endless. So I want to just take a few minutes to talk about what I believe is probably the single most important value a nurse possesses, and that is compassion. So let's talk about the 5 important steps in nursing. Step number 1 is empathy. Being able to understand and empathize with your patients. Remember to put yourself in your patient's shoes and be sensitive to the way they may be feeling, acknowledging and respecting patient concerns. Wishes or viewpoints can help them feel cared for, validated, and safe. Building trust and understanding with patients helps you provide the best care possible. Step number 2, listen to your patients. Always listen to your patients. Listening helps you understand and comfort them appropriately. Listening will allow you to pick up on symptoms or feelings that a patient may not even be aware of. Ask them questions about their physical and emotional needs, as well as care and preferences. Step number 3, be positive. Remain positive through all interactions with your patients and families. Positivity shows your warmth towards your patients and helps them feel more comfortable around you. Your body language and the tone of your voice can help show others that you are kind and open-hearted. Step number 4, interact and socialize. Get to know your patients. Make a personal connection. Ask them about their interests, hobbies, and families. Tell them something about yourself. Getting to know your patients will help them feel more relaxed, and that personal connection you establish with them will make them feel safe and able to communicate openly and honestly. And step number 5, check on your patients. Remember to check with your patients regularly. Make sure to stop by your patients' rooms to see if you can get them anything. Remember, it's the little things, like an extra pillow, a glass of water, the choice of the door opened or closed. That makes a big difference. Being thoughtful can help build strong bonds with your patients. So in closing, you are essential to help comfort your patients. Remain positive when interacting and providing care to those who need it. Always understand that everyone moves at their own pace. Be understanding of your patients' different ideas and lifestyle choices. Thank them for allowing you to take care of them. Make a conscious effort to provide compassionate care each and every day for the rest of your nursing careers. Congratulations on your accomplishments today, and thank you for allowing me to share in your journey.
Thank you, Mindy, very much. Well, today is truly a momentous occasion for this class of students who are here to receive their nursing pins. The pinning ceremony tradition originated in the 1860s at the Nightingale School of Nursing in London. Florence Nightingale chose to honor the nursing students by presenting each graduate with a medal. Today, the symbolic recreation of this nursing tradition, the act of pinning, marks a significant milestone for each of these students, the rite of passage into the nursing profession. Before we start the ceremony, I would just like to say a few words to the families and loved ones of these wonderful graduates. The nursing program is a very strenuous and daunting program, certainly not for the weak of mind or spirit. Without the support of family, it is a very difficult endeavor to undertake and succeed. The faculty appreciates sincerely that much of the success today for these graduates stems from your hard work and effort as well. Your support, your cheerleading, and oftentimes serving double duty as mom or dad or any other role to help them is what makes their ability to be here today. Therefore, many thanks and great applause goes from us, the faculty and staff, out to you, the families. I wish I could give you a nursing pin as well, but unfortunately I can't, although I know most of you think you deserve it. Thank you once again for bringing them here today for their success and achievement. Thank you. And now specifically to this graduating class. When you first arrived at PHSC, maybe 1 or 2 years ago, I welcomed you, gave you an orientation, tried to give you a glimpse of what your life ahead would entail. And I know you never believed me, and now you do, right? It's a hard journey. And here you are today, a PHSC nursing program graduate, and I couldn't be more proud of you. So now that you are about to soar off into your nursing careers, I'd like to just offer you one last opportunity, a few pointers for the journey ahead on the road. PHSC's nursing program, as you know more than anybody, is very demanding and challenging. It demands a level of academic and clinical excellence so that our end product, you graduates, are nothing short of stellar. Your instructors pushed you hard, and when you had attained that level, they pushed you harder yet. For as we pushed you harder, we also watched with pleasure as you tapped into your inner strengths, as you found patience, understanding, even though you yourselves were emotionally spent and tired. We have watched you develop self-confidence as you tackled and succeeded at managing the most tough and demanding patients assignments that we could possibly give you. We have watched as you have humbly discovered a deep sense of true compassion during the times when you have found yourself immersed in some of your patients' and families' most vulnerable times. And now, as you show great exuberance to test and challenge your newly forming identities and roles as professional nurses. The mission of the nursing program was to provide you with the knowledge and the skills that you need in developing your careers, but even more importantly, to give you the tools, perceptions, and experiences to grow within the true scope of the professional nurse. The nurse that, along with knowledge, will serve the profession and the community with a proud commitment to excellence, endless compassionate caring, a true respect for all patients, consumers, and most of all, each other, and the highest and most stringent demands of personal and professional ethical accountability. What you have accomplished here today grants you the privilege to enter the nursing profession. And in doing so, you have accepted the charge to be accountable to your profession and your calling. You have solidified your commitment to prioritize your patient and their needs first and foremost. You have entered into one of the most trusted professions, one in which you are held to a much higher standard and ideal by the ones that you serve. If done well, it will be experienced by you as more than a profession or calling. It will become a way of life. And as such, and I can promise you, it will reward you beyond measure. The faculty and I could not be more proud of you. We know that you will succeed in what you do. After all, you're a PHSC grad. And that you will serve as proud ambassadors of PHSC in the way that you will serve your community as nurses of excellence with a penchant to learn and the motivation to render care of the highest quality. We are so very proud of your accomplishment here today, and we wish you, for all of you, the best as you continue to embark upon your professional journey. And so, with sincere respect and admiration, we will now begin the pinning ceremony. I ask the audience, even though it's extremely hard, to please withhold all applause until each group has received their pins in total to maintain the dignity and the solemnness of the traditional pinning ceremony. At this time, I ask the North Campus ADN Transition Program faculty and graduates to please prepare for pinning. We did practice, I promise you. Cindy. Shan Ann, Andrew Apostle, Dominique Baca Lomanitz. Melissa Berkey, Sherry Candelaria, Jennifer Castleberry. Emily Chrissy, Wendy Fackler, Casey Goff. Nicholas Gigley, Leanne Hammersley, Kelsey Higginbotham. Heather Johnson, Zenon Coots, Rebecca Mendoza. Christopher Mingarani, Crystal Morris, Jessica Lodi. Carrie Ann Pastor, Rebecca Pfeiffer, Jennifer Fair. Alexandria Phillips, Amy Plunkett, Lauren Powell. Danica Saidi, Kimberly Suarez, Kerry Sullivan. Anna Vasquez, Susan Vikstrom, Melissa Welshins. Benjamin Williams. Congratulations, North Campus Adult ADN Nursing Program. Okay, get it all out of your system. Okay, now we go into solemnness again. Will the West Campus ADN Transition Program faculty and students, well, graduates, please step forward to prepare for pinning. Megan Booton, Jacinda Brown. Amanda Kona, Sarah Karan. Ashley Dorland, James Edwards. Janine English, Amy Gervasi. Kelton Gilliard, Anastasia Graham. Jared Langford, Benjamin McCule. John Mulford, Michael Mullins. Patrick Pinder, Robin Richardson. Carlo Rivera, Eric Roberts. Eric Rodriguez, Bernard Rope. Jaime Salinas, Sarah Slayton. Timothy Spear, Rita Thackey. John Thomas, Courtney Wallace. Carly Wiggins, Thomas White. Casey Jansen. Congratulations, West Campus ADN Transition Program. West Campus ADN Generic Nursing Program faculty and graduates, please prepare for pinning. Andrew Berger, Nicole Bickowitz. Paul Blackford, Renee Borden. Dorothy Boughton, Anthony Chirico. Emmeline Cooper, Kim Fosseri. Beatrice Franco, Michelle Gorski. Alicia Henry, Lori Howard. Ashley Jenkins, Ryan Jessup. Shelley Kavula, Ilana Kitron. Sarah Lawrence, Ezekiel Leba. Ryan Metler, Taylor Miller. Mackenzie Nichols, Casey Patterson. Deanna Raby, Alyssa Rutman. Dean Salamileo, Corinne Saliot. Michael Skibitsky, Stephanie Snyder. Caitlin Tidwell, Leslie Tyndall. Congratulations, West Campus Generic. East Campus Generic Nursing Program, faculty and graduates, please step forward. Zoe Andrew. Messina Burkaw. Samira Consuegra. Danielle Darling. Chelsea Deering. Allison McMichael. Kerry Miner. Paige Obstfeld. Sequoia Sellers. Ashley Soria. Yingyi Tang. Jennifer White. Congratulations, East Campus Generic Program. Porter Campus, generic program, faculty and graduates, please prepare for pinning. Doreen Alcoli, Milan Bello, Justin Del Rosario. Brianna Jembere, Sarah Kraft, Catherine McCarthy. Juliana McKelvey, Fernando Ortiz, Diana Sampat. Julia Cisignano, Wendy Vargas, Stephanie Von Hauser. Brooke Wiltshire, Kirsten Williamson. Congratulations, North Campus ADN Transition Program. In the days of Florence Nightingale, candle flames were used to light the way for nurses making their rounds to care for the sick and injured soldiers during the Crimean War. To the wounded soldiers, the sight of the flame and the nurse's visit brought feelings of comfort. Today, the bright flame symbolically represents knowledge, enlightenment, experience, compassion, and hope. In conjunction with the lighting of the lamp, a pledge is recited as an act of dedication to the ideals of nursing. Graduates, as you recite the Nightingale Pledge, listen to the words. Remember that the profession you have chosen is grounded in tradition, professionalism, and compassion. Faculty, please prepare for the lamp lighting. Students, graduates, got to get used to that. Graduates, please take your lamps. Please stand. I love it when it works. Okay, graduates, if they're all lit, please turn. In preparation of saying the pledge, we invite any nurse who happens to be in the audience who would like to join them in these graduates' first pledge. You can please rise. And graduates and audience nurses, please repeat after me. I solemnly pledge myself before God and in the presence of this assembly to pass my life in integrity and to practice my profession ethically. I will maintain competency and be always mindful of patient safety. I will not take or knowingly administer any harmful drug. I will do all in my power to elevate the standard of my profession. I will hold in confidence all personal matters committed to my keeping and all family matters coming to my knowledge. During my nursing practice, with loyalty, I endeavor to devote myself to the welfare of those committed to my care. Nurses, congratulations on your wonderful accomplishment and success. Nurses, you may now blow out your candles. Please turn. Please be seated. We will now have closing remarks from Dean Gabbard.
All right. Good job. Graduates, did you think this day would come? No, no. Would we all agree that life is about choices? Did you make the right choice to come back to school for your RN? Absolutely. So let's give yourselves a hand. We are so very proud of your accomplishments. We know the dedication that it took for you to get here. We know the trials and tribulations you have experienced, and I know some of it has not been easy. But you know, those choices don't go away today when you leave us. You will continue to make choices on a daily basis. When you're out there with your patients, you have the choice and the decision to make to be the kind of nurse that you know you want to be and that you were taught to be. So we want you to go out there and practice and do what's right for your patient, and we know that you're all going to do that. So when you go out, know every day choices continue. You continue to go on for education. How many? All right, good. You have choices of direction and what you're going to take your career. Pediatrics, OB, med-surg, ICU, ER. Life and career choices to make. So don't quit today with all those decisions. Go forward, do well, make good choices, make us proud. We know you will. Congratulations. May 2018 graduating RN class. Very good. Very good. Graduates, before you get out of here, I just want to recognize one last person before we leave today, and I want to recognize Barbara Craig, 28 years as a nursing faculty, and she's retiring, so. So audience, if you'll please remain seated while our graduates recess out. This will conclude the ceremony.